In order to change, your desire has to be so strong. The desire for change, the craving and yearning, it almost has to be like a deep conviction, like your soul is screaming for renewal, for something fresh, for simplicity, for freedom, to climb out of whatever bondage you've put yourself in. Most of the time, we've put our own self in the type of bondage that we're living in. And we continue to do it because we always default as that person that we're used to, the comfortable person. And we always end up taking the path of least resistance. When you push forward, there's so much resistance. It feels so uncomfortable. It feels almost like, it's scary because you're so not used to it, and your subconscious is going to try to pull you back. It's going to try to bring you back because it sees that as a threat. It sees the moving forward as something that, oh, you shouldn't do that, avoid that. And if you listen to that person, you're going to get pulled back over and over and over again. And that's what happened to me. It took me 10 years. I went around the same mountain for 10 years. I went around the same mountain doing the same thing, the same habits, justifying the same spending, shopping, eating, living, and really during that time I overly explained myself to people to try to get them to see things my way, because it was a way for me to justify the guilt. That's always how you can tell when somebody's guilty, when they're going out of their way to justify that the decisions that they make, because it turns them into a victim and it turns everything else against them. And that's exactly what people do right now when they are carrying a lot of guilt that they can't deal with, or they look for the person to agree with them. Oh yeah, just keep doing. Oh, life's too short. YOLO, one life to live. You're young now. Better sow your wild oats. Better have fun now. And now I look back and I'm like, man, if I was surrounded by people who would actually sharpen me and tell me, listen, if you do this now, you'll be way ahead in 10 years, and speak wisdom and truth into my life. That's why it's so important to have friends and people around you. They're going to tell you the hard things, because the hard things bring you to freedom. When you are bold enough to speak the truth into somebody and they don't like it, but they know this is something that they have to do, those hard things brings them to freedom. There's freedom on the other side of that truth. But if they're not ready for it and they don't want it, and they're just going to keep justifying their same behavior, then don't waste your time, because the Bible says when you cast your pearls to the swine, um, don't do that. That's basically what you're doing. You can't change somebody who doesn't see that they need to change, or that there's a reason to be different. They are too comfortable in their habits. They embrace their old self. They rehearse and recycle that old self over and over, and then they get the same results. You have to decide if you want to look rich, look on the outside for validation, look like you have it all together, or do you want freedom? Do you want to break free from habits? Do you want liberation? Do you want freedom? Because that takes vulnerability. It takes being honest with ourselves, and we get so addicted to likes and follows and claps and attention that we feed off of that, and we feed off of it over and over, and we think, oh well, if I get this, if I show this one thing, this person's going to like my page, and this person and this person, and it's going to grow, and this one thing is going to change our life. Meanwhile, I add up what you're spending on those one things that totally transformed your space. Was it worth it? No. Like, you have to get honest with, what do you want more of? You want to spend your life trading your life for stuff, for things, for to live for your house, to just have more, 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 more. When is it enough? Your life's passing you by. Like, the decades are passing you by. So you have to get so hungry for life. You have to get so hungry for truth that you actually are willing to do what it takes. Are you willing to let go of all of those old things that are holding you back? Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of everything and you're, starting completely fresh and buy it all over again. I'm talking about the things that are holding you back, the relationships, the friendships, the wasting time with family gossip, the spending, ridiculous spending at all of the stores for a bunch of meaningless stuff that you don't need. That's what I'm talking about. So you have to ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes for a period of time to get things in order? Sometimes people aren't willing to. They're not willing to let go of the car or the fancy things or the shopping, because they don't want to be judged by people around them. They don't want to look like, for a long time, I'm like, I would never do this. I would never go out in a car that's not nice. And You have to decide what you want more of. And I like nice things. I'll be the first to tell you. When I do get a car, it's going to be a nice one, but I will be prepared for that. And I will have it in a it'll be aligned and I'll be positioned properly for it. I'm talking about the people, the I have to have this but I can't afford it just so it looks good and just so people can say something because what you're doing is you're it's fake validation. You're basically caught you're fake. You're just being fake. You just want people to see something. Meanwhile, you're drowning inside. I mean, listen to all the callers that call into Dave Ramsey. That's exactly what it is. The big house, the keeping up with the Joneses, the kids in all the private schools. You're running yourself into the ground to try to keep up with a world that is changing so fast. I mean, it's literally trampling over you, your nervous system, your body, your mind, any part of your life that wants peace is being overrun by chasing the ways of the world. And so you have to get out of the world system. I talk a lot about getting out of the system, and that doesn't necessarily mean, moving across the grid, living off the grid and having a farm life. That's actually a lot of hard work. People think I'm going to just live in the country and have a farm life. Oh, you're I actually love that idea, but it's just not for me at this time in my life anyways. And sometimes people can't do that. They can't do that labor on the farm, and it's a lot of work, so you have to be prepared for that as well. And some people who showcase on Instagram, oh, I got this simple life. I'm like, man, it's not simple because I mean, it may be simple in one sense, but my life's also simple and it looks very different. So the simplicity factor is different depending on what you're looking for in life. But you can start with wherever you're at. If you are on a farm or you are in a rural area or you're in a city or a big house or a little house or apartment, because it's a mindset shift. It's a it's a way of living, it's a way of intentionality, spending, it's a way of boundaries, keeping peace, getting out of these ridiculous gossip circles with your family and being involved in so much family drama, trying to that in itself is a big waste of time. Family drama, family problems, getting involved, trying to change everybody talking about everybody. I mean, talk about a mess. And really, you should want peace more than anything. You should want freedom more than anything. You should want your kids to grow in wisdom and truth. You should want them to be strong mentally so they can weather the storms of life that are coming on this earth. I mean, there are things coming that most people are completely ignorant about and not prepared for at all. So being prepared and preparing yourself for life and things, it takes uh, it's a slow way of living, but it's fast. It's slow and fast at the same time. It's not slow as in lazy and, I'm just going to do whatever and read. You can't be the Mary. And, the Bible talks about Mary and Martha, and you can't be the Mary in your whole life. That means you're just journaling and you're thinking and you're listening to podcasts and you're like, I got my self-care routine that takes 5 hours and I'm just kind of going to do this and I'm slow living and I'm sitting around and I'm reading and I'm scrolling and I'm going to do this. That's not really realistic because people have to work. And there's nothing wrong with a fast-paced life that's creative. There's nothing wrong with the hard work. I feel like that is a big misconception where people think slow living. I have slow living, but in a very intentional, fast-paced way because I want to accomplish a lot in a short period of time. I don't want to take 10 years to do what I could do in a year, and I don't want to take a month what I could do in a week. I want to focus and get it done because the time passes and you age. The time passes and you're growing older, so when are you going to do it? When? Like, when is the right time? There's no right time. You also can't spend your life preparing for the right time. At some point, you have to make a move and make the adjustments as you go. So you can't have everything on spreadsheets and everything prepared. I didn't wait when we got rid of everything. I was deeply in debt. I didn't wait until I got out of debt. I didn't even wait until we were in another lease in a townhouse. I didn't wait until that lease was up to make the move. My desperacy, my desire for change, wanted it so bad. And I knew my family needed it, and it was an opportunity. And I knew if I don't take this opportunity, it's going to pass me by. My family desperately needed me to pull them forward at that time because my husband was more passive about it. I was like, no, we need to be aggressive. We're like a gazelle. We go after the future we want. And so we didn't break the lease. We continued it. We had to pay both leases for 4 more months, but it was worth it because I needed that freedom, and they needed that change. And I didn't wait till we were totally out of debt. I did what I could and we left. And in that short period of time, it was, what can I do right now? I can cut up the credit cards and close them so I don't go back into it. I still owe. I can get rid of as much stuff as I can so I'm not paying movers to move it. I can sell and donate and just get rid of. So for 2 weeks, that's what I did. Just boom, got things in order as quickly as I possibly could to literally uproot and plant us into a new location. And when we did that, we figured it out as we went, as we were building that new life. We figured it out and we made the changes that we needed to make during that time. When the desire is there, you will do. Oh, wasp or something. Oh, a big old lizard. Jeez, you see it back there? A wasp and a lizard. When the desire is strong enough, you will do whatever it takes. You will make the changes. You will do it because it's that stirring in you that says, I'm made for more. It's that stirring in you that desires more. It's that stirring in you that wants to pull that future self to the present. The quicker that you go in that direction, the quicker you pull that future self to the present. So you always have to be asking yourself, is what I'm about to do going to align with my old self or my future self? Is it going to align with my past habits to get me more of what I don't want? Or is it going to align with my future? Now, I wasn't perfect. There was still times where I'm like, oh, it might be worth it to buy this and then to not purchase it. Or this is a great sale and it's something that is going to enhance my environment or whatever. So you kind of have to weigh it out. But in the beginning stages, I just couldn't look. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go into the stores. I couldn't do it because I wasn't strong enough. It's like if you're trying to break an ice cream addiction, don't buy it. Don't go past the ice cream store. Don't look at ice cream food channels on YouTube and don't put it in your freezer because you're not strong enough. You're making it harder for yourself. So during that time, that beginning stages, don't make it so hard on yourself. You have to one up yourself. Be 10 steps ahead of that old self so you don't fall back into those patterns. And if you've got friends or family relationships that pull you back, let them know, hey, I can't do it in this time. I'm focused. You may not understand, but you don't have to explain yourself. Don't feel like you have to explain yourself to everybody as you're going through this transition because they'll just be like, well, why, you should, you're so much better. You think you're so much better than everybody. And, I had people tell me, no one has standards like you. So, it's really unrealistic to live the way that you're living. And I'm like, well, maybe you don't have standards like me, but doesn't mean everybody doesn't. I choose to look for ways to better myself and my family. Doesn't mean I'm better than anybody. It just means that I have priorities that maybe you don't have. And maybe you're not aligned with that relationship anymore and you got to let it go. Bottom line is you have a race to run that might be different than someone else's, and you have things to do. God put you here for a purpose in this time. It's not just to self-indulge. It's not just to go through the motions. It's not just to work at a job you hate and do what people expect of you or think you should do. It's none of that. He created you for a specific reason. And you have gifts and you have talents and you have callings that can be used to change the world, to bring in people out of darkness. But you can't do that if you're obsessed with yourself. And you can't do that if you can't see past your own self. So quit this behavioral, this obsession with having the perfect home and the perfect stuff and all of these things, and you're wasting your time. I mean, you're wasting your life. If that's what you want to do, then this channel's not for you, obviously, because I'm not going to worry about waking up people who don't care about being woken up. They want it, they haven't reached that point, then whatever. Continue doing whatever you want to do. This is for the people who are like, okay, I'm kind of getting to the point where I want to change and I want life in its fullest and abundant, and I can't do that if I'm suffocated in a house of stuff. I can't do that if my closets are piling up and it makes me mad and I have anxiety all the time. You can't function if your body doesn't, if your body's always in this unsafe mode and your body thinks there's something wrong and you're always on edge. You can't create and flow. God wants us to create, to be in a flow, in a rhythm with Him. And there's seasons that are gonna be more intense, and there's seasons that are more intentional. There's seasons of nourishing, and there's seasons of comforting, and there's seasons of fighting and being more aggressive. You can't have one all the time. You can't have the other all the time. When I go through a fit season, I'm aggressive. I am all in. I'm pushing myself. I mean, I'm literally like, my biceps get giant and I get veins. Not giant like, oh, I'm a man, giant, but I mean, I get pumped. I get pumped up, and I like that for that season. I am pushing myself. I don't do it all year, I only do it sometimes. And now, right now, I'm in a nourishing season. I'm focusing on healthy food, lots of supplements, hair, healthy hair. I'm focused on an atmosphere that brings peace and decluttering and simplifying. You can't be in one, you can't have too many big things that you're focusing on at one time, and know when to pop in and out of each season. And these seasons could be 3 to 6 months, could be a year, depending on what your priorities are and what you're really desiring in that time.